And yeah, I'm expecting more of the same. Both showing great form in the earlier rounds. Courtney stumbled a little bit early on. She looked a little bit nervous, but she started to tap back into that typical Bells flow. And she's been on a bit of a magic roll here. The last 3 times that she's been to Bells, she's won the contest. She missed the opportunity to go 3 in a row. But she does have an opportunity to take it to 4. And here we go, a replay of her first ride. It looks like a nice one too.
It sure does. Courtney, just one of the most powerful women on the tour, connecting nicely through the bowl section. The tide is draining out, and these Bells bowls are starting to stand up nicely. Great roundhouse cut back to finish off. And
we haven't seen too much of that, so I think the judges will like it. As we see Courtney again on the replay, that opening turn. Very strong. You know, if you're going to draw a big carve on that bowl, you want to take that board right above the lip line. She was able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice and high up in the lip, but not too high. Just slicing through the perfect line, maximising the power. Some amazing waves about to come to the lineup. Sally looks like she's about to get the heat underway.
Well, Courtney dropped to 6.67. Let's see how this multiple world title runner-up competitor answers back now. Clean slice off the top. Steep section to dig into here. And Sally again goes to that carving turn. The wave now starting to shoulder up a little bit, but Fitzgibbons keeps that board moving. Both these competitors are super fit and will have the stamina to finish off these rides with big moves on the end section and get themselves a long way into this draw before they start to feel a little worn out. Absolute athletes, these two competitors.
Yeah, both probably the fittest on the women's tour. As we watch the replay, Sally takes off, drives to the bottom, picks the moment. A nice carve on the open face. That one grinds it round a little bit further. And a third. Cutting back into that bowly section. And some nice rail work for Sally. Definitely riding a slightly longer board, and what that does is just extends the rail line a little bit for her, makes the turns longer. The other thing it does, Ron, too, it's a bit more stable under the feet. You have a bit more confidence laying into these bigger open face waves.
Well, Sally surfed so brilliantly to make her place in this round in the quarterfinals. 5 wins to Sal, 4 to Courtney, and an opportunity here to even things up. And she did get the jump on Sally on the opening exchange. She's up again. Beautiful looking wall. And Courtney lays a deep track in that first section. Changes up her approach with a big hit on the second turn, but just loses her flow going into that third manoeuvre. But she feels like she got some decent work done on the outside here and will look to bank a backup score. It was a great start. If she can find a big finish here, she still might get that solid number she's after. Good recovery, but a real shame that she wasn't able to link into that third move on the bowl, because the combination of those 3 moves on the outside have been scoring really well throughout the contest.
Yeah, and she linked the first 2 together, and just a tiny little hiccup on the 4th to be fooled here. Let's check the replay. Great looking ride here. Courtney dicks in, carves with a powerful turn off the top, and the second more aggressive, and just hit a little bump as she was coming off the bottom, and regains very well.
Huge combo to kick off. I mean, it looks better on this angle even. You could see just how much she put into both those turns.
Courtney just laying on that hillside rail, bringing the arms around, keeping the momentum. Now watch here, sets the rail, gets the power in the bottom turn, waits for the moment, and now explodes through the turn. See how she kicked the tail through that one? Keeping the acceleration, and right here, just a slight little crease in the wave face, and she did so well to keep a balance.
It makes you immortal. Your name will never be forgotten. A bit like the Pipe Masters. Yeah. You know, a victory at venues like that have such a long and storied history really sets you up to go down in the pages of surfing history. As we see, Sally Fitzgibbons looking to answer back here. If she can't chase down the 8.67 on this ride, she's going to want to really improve on the 5.9 to chip away at the requirement. But Fitzgibbons, you can see how hard she's working for it on this ride through this flat water. Keeps that board moving. This is where all the hard work between events, the time in the gym, really pays off. And Sal, she'll run marathons, so finishing off a wave at Bells isn't an issue for her.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Clean living, hard training. A little bit more of the same as the first one. As we watch the replay, a great carve to start off. Sally stays nice and low on the bottom turn, definitely riding a slightly longer board. And when Courtney takes off on her wave, just make note of how much board is in front of Sally's front foot here. Obviously wanting to take the longer board to feel more secure through those turns, but is it going to hamper her scoring ability when she wants to get up vertical into the lip?
Now, for a flatter wave, she executed turns that I think are going to help her collect some good points here. Don't know how high it's going to go or if it's going to be to the 5.9, but you can see the effort and the push on the tail of these boards at the end of each of these manoeuvres.
Almost throws in the Matt Hoy double arm layback hack.
And with this result, if she can win this heat, Courtney, she'll make a big jump up the leaderboard. She'll overtake a lot of people, but Sally's not going to give up here. Sneaks into an insider. Really needs to rip the top off it, and unfortunately for her, that wave just backing off.
Yeah, Sal just she knew that wasn't going to offer her anything down the line, so get back out. Make sure you don't miss that next set.
She's got the call up to compete here at Bells Beach, up against Tyler Wright. Bronte really surfing well in the last round. See what she can do out here in the quarterfinals. Here goes Sal now. Again, going after this 8.54. Just a bit more urgency now and having to push hard, being on that smaller ride. She's going to take a fall. And the campaign just sort of seems to be falling apart a little bit here. And there it is. Submission there from Sally Fitzgibbons. And she knows that there won't be another opportunity as this quarterfinal clash comes to an end and Courtney goes on to the semi-finals. An important result for both these competitors getting themselves to this point. Courtney, though, with a big opportunity, with a huge result to potentially really relieve the pressure and lock herself into the back half of the season.